Alright, so it's definitely been a while since I made a video, and I kind of wanted to explain like my lack of motivation for like mostly content in general, but even just this car. So obviously right now the car has no wheels. I sold the wheels last month. Yeah, last month. New wheels are on the way, so that'll take about 2 more months. So I'm just kind of gonna be wrenching on this car. I'm gonna be wrapping it, so I'll get some experience wrapping. Hopefully that'll be fun and not too much of a headache. But yeah, I kind of wanted to explain like why I completely lost motivation. Like for a long time, I wanted to get back on YouTube, and then just a bunch of stuff happened with this car. I mean, I had stuff breaking like every other week. Most of it wasn't even because of the camber. I just had like, well, I guess I had a bag pop. That was like the only thing. But I had like just running through tires from driving the car. Like I put a lot of miles on the car in the summer, and tires lasted a while. But my fronts, I went through like 3 sets of fronts, and my rears, I went through 2 sets of rears in a year, and four in the front, maybe five. So it wasn't too expensive because you just kind of run cheaper tires when you're cambered because they stretch better. But yeah, I got state refed last July, and that took about 3 months to deal with. So that's kind of what this video is going to be about. I'm just going to be explaining like what happened with my state ref. So even right now, after I passed the state ref, the car's pretty much completely stock. I have a catback right now, just literally doesn't make any noise. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but I have a D-Zog catback, and that is literally it. I have no engine mods. I have no headers, no intake anymore. So I got state ref for an intake, which is a pretty stupid thing in the first place. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know the same cop always pulls me over. But yeah, it's like bone stock intake, as you can see. Same cop always pulls me over, and first time he pulled me over, he gave me 6 tickets, which really sucked because it was really expensive. Even with sign off, I paid around $800, so that sucked a lot. And then getting state ref was another $400 because even if you get it corrected, you still have to pay the fine, which I think is really stupid because a lot of these cops out here, like I've seen people on TikTok getting state refed, or even just listening to myself getting state refed. These cops have no clue what they're talking about. Not the nothing, no clue at all. The cop that pulled me over keeps pulling me over. Actually, when he pulled me over, he pulled me over for my underglow, which was purple, which is legal in the state of California. Can't be red, white, blue, or changing colors. It was purple, very obviously purple, not even close to blue. And he still pulled me over. He is like license registration. He pulled me over in my neighborhood. He pulled me over in the gate, like right before you get into my community. So he pulled me over there. Or I was like, it's the same cop, so I can't wait to see what this is gonna be about. And then immediately comes back and he's like, all right, step out of the car. I'm like, what? He's like, step out of the car. I was like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna do what he tells me. Like resisting like what a cop wants you to do is never really a good idea, and it's never gonna get you anywhere. So I was just like, whatever. I got out, and he's like, all right, walk over to my car, hands behind your back. I'm like, are you gonna arrest me? He's like, oh, you have a couple equipment violations, which is not a reason to search someone. That's not a reason to frisk. So I pop my hood, and I'm sitting on he's like, all right, sit on the curb while I check this out. I'm like, oh my God, like it's actually about to happen. I'm actually about to get arrested. So yeah, he's looking at my engine for a couple minutes, staring at absolutely nothing. He didn't even see my headers, which were probably the only thing I would have really noticed. I guess like my intake was like hydro dipped carbon fiber, and it was carb legal, which means in California it is legal. I just didn't have the badge for it, and I thought most cops would be understanding, but at this point it's safe to say that they aren't. So just play it safe. Just get your carb sticker, or don't even run an intake at all at this point. It's really not worth the like 5 horsepower you gain to get state refed. So yeah, he checked out my intake and he's like, all right, that's not stock. I was like, yeah, but I have like, it's carb legal. And he was like, oh, well, you don't have a sticker, so I'm going to be giving you a state ref. But the one thing that he said that shocked me was he was like, are there any aftermarket blow off valves or pulleys on this car? And I was like, no, the car is NA. Like that was exactly what I said. And he was like, what's NA? And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, no way. I was like, it means naturally aspirated. There's no force induction on the car. He's like, I don't know what that means. And I was like, oh no shot. Like I'm getting state refed. And surely enough, like 5 minutes later he comes back and he state refs me. Gives me the ticket. That took 3 months to deal with. So Basically, when you get state ref, I'm not sure about now, but this was more during COVID, so I had to call the state referee and get approved to even make an appointment. So I had to like submit pictures that I corrected it, and obviously that took like 10 minutes, so I did that the next day. And then they were like, oh, we'll schedule a call for you in 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, so I get to schedule my appointment in 2 weeks. 2 weeks calls, and they're like, oh yeah, you're approved, so call back later in like 3 days and we'll schedule an appointment. So, you know, there's all about like 2.5 weeks. I call them and I schedule my appointment, and they're like, oh yeah, the nearest one is in like Huntington Beach, and it's like about 5 weeks out, 4 or 5 weeks out. So I waited a whole month just to go to my first state ref. And the thing is, I thought I had corrected everything, but it turns out I didn't, because I couldn't drive the car. So for people who don't know, I guess I should have explained it better. You can't drive your car when you're state ref. It has to sit in your garage. It cannot touch public roads at all. So I could drive around my neighborhood, I guess, to like charge it, keep the battery charged. That was about it. So I put the stock headers back on because I had headers at the time. And I didn't plug the O2 sensors back in, and I didn't know because I couldn't drive the car. So I was like, I was using an OBD scanner. I was like, why is this, like on my way there, I'm like, why is this thing not clearing? Like I have a check engine light. So I get there and I have a check engine light, which automatically means you fail. You know, I failed the first time. I couldn't plug the O2 sensors in. They were stuck between the block and the headers, the heat shield and the headers. So I couldn't pull them out, so that was kind of screwed up. Waited another 3 weeks. I bought a Mishimoto intake, so it was carb legal. Because I got the Mishimoto one, got the carb sticker, so I thought, I put the sticker on, I go to the state ref, guy's like, oh, you passed, but, and I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, but what? And he's like, yeah, your intake isn't legal for your car. I'm like, what do you mean it's not legal for my car? And he's like, oh, it's for a BRZ and an 86. This is an FRS. I'm like, it's the same car, you know? There's no way this guy just told me that. I was like, it's the same car. Like, I was like hysterical. I was like, after 2 months about at this point, there's no way this is the reason I fail, right? And surely enough, he was like just being a hard ass about it. He's like, I'm just doing my job, man. Like, it's not the same car. I'm like, it's literally the same exact motor. Nothing changes. Not one thing. Only from 2017's up, the intake manifold changes. Then I waited another 2 weeks. I bought a stock intake. Sold the Mishimoto one, lost money, wasted a bunch of money. Then I passed, finally, after 3 months without the car, 2.5, 3 months, which is a really long time. I mean, that was a lot of the time that I would just completely lost motivation for the car. I was like dealing with some stuff, and I pretty much had no escape, just like get out of the house. I'd sit at home and play video games, and it was summer. I mean, I was trying to sell clothes and stuff. I don't know. It wasn't a good time. It was definitely like one of the worst points ever, especially with this car. Obviously, that just really sucked. There was nothing I could do about it. So I completely like almost lost my passion for this car. I mean, I love it and I love the way it looks, but it's just not the same anymore. And like, I'm hoping maybe the new wheels and the wrap will help. But honestly, at this point, I have like no idea what to do. I want another car at this point. I want something that I'm just not going to be like fucked with by cops, because it's just absolutely crazy, like the amount of harassment that cop's giving me. Because I know I haven't made any content in a while, and I'm really sorry, but I've seriously been so demotivated with this car. I've just been like trying to enjoy life and enjoy this car for having it, not worrying about pushing out content. And a lot of you might know I started like a brand. It's Sidereal. So these are like the shirts I made. They're copies of hoodies I released before. Money can't buy happiness, and then happiness is crossed out in style. My whole thing is like money can't buy style. And then I also have these hoodies, so same logo. They messed up the logo. It wasn't supposed to be that one. It was supposed to be like a little cooler. But this is the back, so it just has my car, and then this is Kenkyo. In Japanese, that means humility, and that's just like a little drawing I did of my car. We also have like die cut stickers, so I've just focused on that for a while rather than just dumping money into my car and do something I wanted to do. So it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of other stickers that I don't have on my car because I don't want to plaster my car with my own stickers. But if you guys want to check it out, it'll be in the description. A lot's happened to this car. Obviously, the car is not blue anymore. I think the last time you guys saw it was blue. I had a carbon hood, carbon trunk. Obviously, I got a stock hood. Car's back to white. I repainted the bumper. I fixed a bunch of the cracks. Still managed to crack it again. I got this 326 wing, 326 roof spoiler. Put this little banner. I took off the tint. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. I got these clear toms that are actually like RGB. So my buddy made them. They're really, really cool. So this will like chase colors and stuff. Diffuser ripped off on the way to the state ref. I actually forgot to mention that. The first time, diffuser flew off on the freeway, so I was pissed. But it was actually kind of really cool. I'm kind of glad it did because this is actually Hara's diffuser. Like, believe it or not, I messaged the guy on Facebook and I was like, "Oh, I heard you have a V3 diffuser," and he's like, "Yeah." Or well, I responded to the post about it, but he was like, "Yeah, it's Hara's diffuser. Like, obviously they don't run diffusers on FD cars; they'll have bumper cuts, so they don't just catch like tire, and so the smoke doesn't get trapped." But yeah, it's the guy actually works right next to the fab shop for Hara. I did confirm that, like, it is real, so I actually have Hara's diffuser on my car. I think that's really cool because he just retired and I'm really sad, but I love FD. I was just at Long Beach, so, you know, that's like a really cool thing to have on the car. Adds a lot of character. I put the canards back on, actually. So I put those back on. I want to put the splitter back on after I wrap the car. So hopefully I'll be like vlogging while I wrap the car. I got this head unit actually from a Toto or something. That thing's sick. That makes like the world of difference. With like driving, I have actually like Apple CarPlay and Maps now, which is really, really nice. It makes this car feel like it's not. For being a 2016, I think this car is so outdated in the interior. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. I got two 10-inch subs. So, you know, I have like subs, head unit. Car is like simple now. It's not too, I mean, it's crazy, but it's not like all the carbon fiber and everything. Like, the only carbon I have is like this. And I think that's just like a nice little accent. But yeah, I'm waiting on the new wheels. So super, super hyped for what's coming in this car. And I'm definitely going to start trying to vlog more. I know I've said that a ton, but I'm just going to take it easy and not like pressure myself. But I am going to try to keep it consistent. Hopefully I can do like 2 vlogs a week. Because right now I have a lot to work on the car. The car has no rear control arms in right now. Well, on this side it does. But on the other side, I'm putting the stock ones back in. I'm not going to be running camera in the rear at least. I'll probably run like 5-ish degrees aired out. So driving will be like 3. So it'll be like pretty functional. And then the front, I'm not really sure because I don't know how hard it's going to be to get the fitment I want with the tire setup I want to run. So I'm really excited for what's coming to this car, and hopefully it'll like spark something again where I really, really love this car because I totally miss it right now, but it's just still not the same. I would just drive it every day and I would kind of just hate it. Like, I would drive it for about 10 minutes and I was like, why did I even take this car out? Like, this is like, what if I get a ticket? That was just kind of my mentality for a really long time, and it really sucked because I just couldn't enjoy it. But, you know, hopefully I'll be back. Hopefully with the car being the color it's going to be more low-key. It's not going to be as bright, obviously. So I guess there's kind of a hint. And you guys can definitely guess the wheels if you just pay attention to this video, I think. But, yeah, I'm really excited. It'll be a much more, like, simple look, and it'll be way more aggressive. And it'll be much more functional, so I'll enjoy like driving the car. I'm gonna hopefully put my sway bar and links back in the front, so it'll like steer way better because my steering response right now is horrible. I don't know how long I rambled on for, but thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed like me just ranting about the state ref, just where I've been and kind of why I haven't posted, just new things on the car. So I kind of just like updated you guys, I guess. If you guys have any questions about state refs, please DM me. That was a really, really rough process for me, and I had nothing to go off of almost. But a lot of people are getting state ref now. They're kind of just handing them out whenever they see anything in the engine, like in your engine bay now in California, which I think is really messed up. But yeah, if you guys need any help, please let me know. Please DM me, leave a comment, whatever. I'll try to get back to you. I know a couple of my friends have just gotten refed in this last month. But yeah, hopefully, you know, the wheels come sooner than expected, but I really doubt it. So it's going to be a while without this car, but I don't know. I'll try to keep finding a way to put out content. Maybe just go to Cars and Coffee, even in my Civic. Something like that. Just walk around and vlog. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.